追いつけない追いつきたいのに突然物語君にさわからない弱さ
Unlike most love stories that involve two characters seeing they were meant for each other, this one takes a different approach, as in they're trying to explore the relationship through dates. But let's make the two lovers very different from each other. Hello everyone, I'm Joe and Yu. Welcome to another edition of Yu Anime Review. In this episode, Ore Monogatari, also known as My Love Story.
The entire premise of the plot is, can we get two completely different looking characters and make them a couple? And so comes in Takeo Goda, a very big looking scary guy. But he is quite the softie, he is really a nice guy, and a lot of people just get the wrong idea about him. He just can't seem to get a girl because of his appearance. In fact, most girls he falls for all end up wanting a date with his more handsome friend, Makoto Sunkawa. But even his friend has no interest in the girls that fall for him. So Takeo always has a history of failing in finding someone to like him, until he met Rinko Yamato, who he saved from a molester on a train. Now initially Takeo, with his mind thinking a girl as good as her cannot fall for him, and mistakenly thinks she has fallen for his friend. His goal is to get them together, but let's scratch that, because after a few episodes in, everything is confessed and Takeo and Rinko change their relationship status from single to in a relationship with each other. I love the premise of the story. It's different to what we're used to seeing. At first it may look rather standard, with just the fact that the characters look completely different from each other. It is not a simple story of, can a boy get the girl. It's a story about their relationship, and how they build their relationship. One big common theme is being able to love someone in the inside, because it did feel like the relationship came a bit fast, but then it left room for the characters to learn more about their other half. Even though the story is played out very well through the characters, there are times in the plot where it felt unnecessary or just a distraction. Also, there are times where small monologue texts pop up on the screen, and it's kind of annoying. You have to pause during those times to read them clearly. Some story plots didn't feel like they made an impact later on, but regardless, it is a beautiful story about two lovers learning about more each other. The main protagonist is Takeo Goda, a big scary looking high schooler, who obliviously scares almost everyone he sees. But he is gentle and kind, as he always puts others before him, and as he tends to help people all the time without a second thought, never asking anything in return. He's one of the biggest bros in anime, but because of the anime, Takeo gets a lot of development as he learns more about himself, because he usually doubts himself just because of his appearance, but he learns how to get along with more people and grows more confidence in his relationship with Yamato. Albeit he is quite dense, so the development takes quite a bit of time. The other half of this relationship is Rinko Yamato. She looks cute and innocent, but she is just awkward. She fell for Takeo at first glance after he saved her from a molester, but due to Takeo's being quite dense, their relationship started off awkwardly. However, after the misunderstanding, she of course becomes his girlfriend. Rinko is the type of person who always feels guilty for not returning something in return after being helped, and since Takeo always seems to find a way to help her, she always begs him cakes afterwards. Her development goes at the same pace as Takeo, so she is very patient with him. She realizes Takeo is quite dense and accepts that, because she knows how much the people around him are important to him. The other main character show that needs some attention for being the best bro wingman and best third wheeler is Makoto Sunkawa, or also known as Suna. He's calm, charming, charismatic, and a kind individual who rarely shows a lot of emotion. More of a kudere, I guess. He, like Takeo, puts others before him, as he is always looking out for Takeo, as he is always rejecting the girls that are asking out because he knows that Takeo likes them. He also helps Takeo hook up together with Yamato. He gets small development, however, only towards the very end do we see some of that change. It's because he's always focused on helping Takeo, hence being the biggest bro and third wheel in the anime. Even though I love all the characters in their own way, it did feel like the characters were always just in the way of Takeo and Yamato, because their screen time are interesting, but they don't really add too much to the overall plot in general. It's more played out as how does Takeo and Yamato react to this certain character's experience, and unfortunately, even for how interesting some are, they are never really seen again for the rest of the series. However, this story is about the relationship between Takeo and Yamato, and I love almost every interaction that they have with the other characters, and how the other characters help with their relationship. However, it does feel like every character is sort of nice to them, regardless. There's not much variety in their actions. The art style uses a lot of bright colors and lighting to really show off the soft-sided parts of this show. The animation itself is fine, it's nothing too special. If there is one thing that is really noticeable with some of the designs, it's the cake designs that Yamato makes during the show. They look amazing. Now Takeo and Yamato are two characters that really stand out because they look completely different from each other, but they look different from everyone else. To be honest, most of the character designs are quite similar. Just because you have one character that looks completely different doesn't mean that every other character should be similar looking to make them feel left out even more. And some of the characters do look off, but for the most part the scenery really does a good job at setting the mood. The soundtrack is rather nice. It does a good job of setting the scene and it's really nice to listen to. There's some very cute tracks and some very dramatic tracks which really adds to the majority of the comedy in the anime. The opening song is very nice to listen to, setting up the show. The ending is quite a slow song that does its job. The voice acting is great too. Takeo Yamato's voices are completely different to everyone else and just shows how much different these characters are.
I really love watching this show. It's cute and interesting. It's refreshing to watch a story on about building the relationship rather than waiting to see if the two characters can get together. The comedic moments are entertaining and a really huge benefit to this show. The story is very cute and touching and cleverly done. The character interactions were pretty entertaining because the majority of the time the reactions were quite exaggerated. And no matter what, you're always rooting for the happy couple to hoping they solve their problem and further their relationship. However, something to keep in mind is that some of the jokes are reused quite often. Yes, there is some distractions along the way, but those distractions were quite enjoyable as well.
For the story, I give it a 9, because the concept is really unique and they pulled it off very well. The story is touching and cute and really well done. It does tend to get distracted here and there, but the plot is really enjoyable. For the animation and sound, I give it a 7 and 8. The art style suits the themes and the animation is fine as well. Not great though. The majority of the characters, however, just look too similar to each other. The soundtrack does a great job of complementing each scene and they are nice to listen to. The opening song is really good. The ending could have been better, but it's not too bad. For the characters, I give them a 9. I love the relationship and development between Takeo and Yamato. Every character interaction helps build their relationship and there are a lot of interesting characters. I just wish they were shown more later on during the series, rather than being forgotten. For my own personal enjoyment, I give it a 9. I love watching just about everything in this anime. The character interactions and the story was well done. I was just rooting for this couple to go all the way to build a relationship. There are a lot of cute and funny moments in the anime, even though it gets distracted from time to time. Those moments, however, are enjoyable. So for the overall score after rounding up, I give My Love Story an 8.5 out of 10. I recommend this anime to people who are looking for a good romantic comedy. It's a nice story all about relationship building, rather than gaining the confidence to ask each other out.
Well, that's it for this edition of Anime Review. Like always, if you want to read the written review, link is down below in the screen, straight to my anime. And you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. You can follow if you're watching another video. That on says that, Skidoo! Sayonara.